Hello YouTube, welcome to 2016. I hope that your year is going amazing so far. I wanted to start off the year with another episode of a segment that we worked on a little while ago called Impossible Letters. The prompting of today's letter is going to be to my old car. It's a 1998 Honda Prelude who I named Kelci. So let's get to it. So I have here a letter that I wrote to my car that I got about 6 years ago. Kelci is, like I said, a 1998 Honda Prelude. It's the only car I've ever owned and the only car I've ever driven. And this letter is to her. Dear Kelci, where to begin? We've been together now almost 6 years. And it has been, if you'll pardon the pun, quite a ride. You've gotten me to New York, Pennsylvania, even Ohio. There have been many a long night's drive that we spent together, and while the passengers have changed, it's always been you and me. And now, I have someone new, a 2008 VW GTI. Now, please know that this change, it's not you, it's me. Well, actually, it's kind of you. The fact that you're now old enough to legally vote, your suspension is seized, and due to no fault of your own, you're basically not road legal anymore. And with those things, I wonder why it's so emotional to me to move on, to have a new vehicle. Well, it's due to the human tendency to anthropomorphize. Now, this is a word originally used in reference to giving deities or gods human characteristics or tendencies. In 1858, it evolved to include inanimate objects and animals as well. It comes from the original word anthropomorphize, which was coined by an ancient Greek philosopher named Xenophanes. And it basically means to have human form. Breaks down to the roots anthropo, which means human or human being, and morph, which means form. As an interesting side note, Morpheus, who is the god of dreams and also the mentor of Neo in the Matrix, uses the same root. So Morpheus actually means maker of forms or shapes. So when it comes to anthropomorphizing, we humans originally do this because of our realization that we are independent entities from our mothers. The anxiety caused by this realization of separation forces us to assign a maternal bond to anything surrounding us. So oftentimes it tends to be blankets or things like stuffed animals. And some humans, like me, keep this mechanism throughout our lives. So anytime we're ever feeling anxious or lonely, we assign human tendencies to the inanimate objects surrounding us so we feel less alone or less anxious. And considering the time that we've spent together, this makes sense. You've been there for me when no one else could. And with that explanation, I know that it isn't unusual to feel grateful to you for all you've done, and to be a little sad that we're now parting ways. But I will never forget you, my little Honda, my Prelude. Even as I have new Euro adventures with my yet unnamed GTI, I will always have my JDM roots with you, my first car, my Kelci. And so I am going to now put this in her trunk and pretend that she's reading it and crying oil tears. And if you have anything in your life that you've assigned human characteristics, it doesn't even have to be that significant where you're emotionally bonded to things like your first car, like a stuffed animal. It can be the fact that you feel guilty for not having used a certain cup for a little while because now it's not fulfilling its cup life of holding liquids. It's not unusual, it's a human characteristic, and now you know where it comes from. Thank you very much for listening, for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more letters written to things that can't or won't read them. And like and comment if you have other things in your life that you've assigned things to. Tell me what they are so we can share the emotional bond of when you let your stuffed animal fall to the ground and you feel that dramatic moment of, no, I'm sorry. And I will see you next time on In Other Words.